Hello everyone, it's Meg, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my TBRs for the Backlist Readathon and the Animal Crossing Readathon. It feels like ages since I last did a readathon, and there are two that are happening at the same time in March, which I'm so excited about, so obviously I have to do both of them. So if you have not heard of these readathons, obviously there are two readathons that are happening. The Backlist Readathon is hosted by around 5 different people. I can't remember their names, but I will leave the social media accounts. I think they have a Twitter account definitely in the description if you guys want to go and check it out. And one of my bookish pals, Em from A Little Writer Em, she is one of the hosts for the Backlist Readathon, which is very exciting. And the Backlist Readathon is taking place from the 9th till the 15th of March. And then the Animal Crossing Readathon takes place around the same time as the Backlist Readathon. It takes place from the 9th till the 20th, so that is 2 weeks. So these readathons actually overlap, and I had to do both of them because obviously I wanted to do Backlist Readathon as soon as I heard about it, and the Animal Crossing Readathon, like, it's Animal Crossing, how can I not take part? You guys hopefully should know by now how much I love Animal Crossing. I made a whole video showing you guys my pocket camp bookish cabin, so like I have to do this as well. So yes, I'm going to try and take part in these readathons in March next month, which is going to be a very busy time because I've got a business trip and during the time that the readathons actually take place, and it's just a very bookish month as well, including these readathons, which is very exciting. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the books that I'm going to do with them, and I'm overlapping the books for the challenges for both readathons, but I am going to tell you the prompts and the books that I've chosen separately for each readathon, but you will see the books being repeated because it's, like I said, it's going to be a very busy 2 weeks including the readathon, and I do definitely plan on doing a vlog for the readathons, so that is very exciting. And yes, so you are going to see some books repeated on this because obviously busy months, so I'm trying to group as many challenges together so then I'm not overloading myself too much when it comes to the reading and feel like I'm going to run out of time. But yes, I'm so excited to be taking part in these two amazing readathons, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to share with you guys my TBR for the Backlist Readathon first, and there are 6 prompts for this, and the first one is to read your shortest backlist title. And for this I have chosen Skirrid Hill by Owen Shears, and this is a poetry collection. I got gifted it a couple of years ago for my birthday, and I don't really know much about it. I feel like it is, I've read the first poem in this and I feel like it's kind of about war, but it's probably my only poetry collection that I've not read yet. So I am going to finally take the plunge and read it. I feel like it's going to be out of my comfort zone, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens. And this book also counts for the challenge number 2, which is to read a book on your backlist that intimidates you. And again, even though this is poetry, I feel like this, even though I don't really know what this is about, I feel like the subject is something that I'm intimidated by. Like, if this includes like war poetry and stuff, I'm not into that. It's not personally my thing, whether it's in poetry or fiction or non-fiction. It's not something that I generally read. So I feel like this is going to be a collection that is definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm looking forward to hopefully discovering something new. Maybe I will like it, maybe I won't. I guess we're just going to find out. So yes, I'm just looking forward to just diving in, seeing what happens, and also it's a fairly short read, so hopefully it won't take me too long to read it. And this also counts for prompt number 5, which is to read a book with blue on the cover, and obviously as you can see it is navy blue as well, so that counts for 3 challenges altogether. And then I only have one more book for my TBR for this readathon because, like, obviously I said I was going to group them together, and I have. So the final book for my Backlist Readathon TBR is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo, or it's going to be Birthday by Meredith Russo, because I'm going to get this out of the library, so I'm going to get whichever one is there. Hopefully they might be there and then I can read both of them, but these I definitely want to get If I Was Your Girl first. If not, I will get Birthday, like I said, just depending on which book is available at my library. And this book covers the challenges for read a book on your backlist that you added as a recommendation from someone else, read a backlist that you're most excited to read, and read a diverse book. And I have been wanting to read both of these books for ages. I've had If I Was Your Girl on my TBRs way before I discovered BookTube, and I know that both books deal with trans main characters, which I have read a bit about before, and I'm always looking to find more books to read about it. And like I said, it's a book that I'm really excited to read. And also I know I've seen people read Birthday and Meredith's other books and how much everybody loves them, so I know that it is definitely a good recommendation, and I'm just really excited to read both of their books. I might read both during this readathon, I don't know, but like I said, I'm really looking forward to finally, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting to read their books, because yeah, I've been wanting to read them forever. And obviously the Backlist readathon is all about reading backlisted titles, so which is something that I'm actually not too bad at, but like way back I'm pretty bad at. So yeah, those are all the books for my Backlist readathon TBR. I know there are only 2, but like I said, because I'm overlapping it with the Animal Crossing one, like I want to try and keep as many books to a minimum. And now we are on to my TBR for the Animal Crossing readathon, and there are 5 prompts for this as well, and they are all based on either bits about the game or about the characters on the game. So the first prompt is Rossetti. Don't forget to save. Read a book of your choice whilst using a bookmark. And for this, I've actually decided to try and finish a book that I read last year and then put down, and that is Finale by Stephanie Garber. I continued with this series after a good couple of years. Last year I read the second book, Legendary, and I started reading Finale pretty much as soon as I finished Legendary, and I got over halfway through and then I stopped reading it. And that's not any reason why, it's just I feel like I was enjoying the book, it's just it got a bit much, like too much fantasy in between such a small space of time, and also because I'm not used to reading fantasy. But I do really want to finish this book, and it seems like a good excuse. I've got maybe about 140 pages left of this book, so I feel like I can definitely finish it. And it's another book that is off my TBR, and I guess it can kind of count as a backlisted book to a certain extent. So yes, I definitely want to try and finish this during the readathon and continue with the story, because I do enjoy it and I do remember where I was up to, so luckily I don't have to go back and reread it from the beginning all over again. And the second prompt is KK Slider. Listen to an audiobook or read a book that has musical elements. And for this, I have decided to choose an audiobook, and that is Nothing by Annie Barrows. I literally know nothing about this book. All I know is that Annie Barrows was one of the co-writers for the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, and that was one of my favourite books last year. And this is a YA novel, and I don't know much about it, but I'm going to read you the description that it has on Scribd, because I feel like that is the best way to describe what this book is about. So it says, nothing ever happens to Charlotte and Frankie. Their lives are nothing like the lives of the girls they read about in their YA novels. They don't have flowing red hair, or hot romantic encounters never happen, let alone meeting a true soulmate. They just go to high school and live at home with their parents, who are pretty normal, all things considered. But when Charlotte decides to write down everything that happens during their sophomore year to prove that nothing happens and there is no plot or character development in real life, she's surprised to find that being 15 isn't as boring as she thought. So it sounds really interesting, and it feels like a good audiobook to go to, because I've been listening to more non-fiction at the moment and I've kind of been struggling with deciding what sort of audiobook I want to read. So I feel like this is going to be a really fun and cute contemporary, and I'm looking forward to seeing Annie Barrows writing for a YA novel and not an adult novel. So I'm really looking forward to listening to this and seeing what I think of it. Prompt number 3 is Able Sisters. Read a book with strong family themes. And I haven't actually got a book for this yet because I can't decide. Because I don't know whether maybe one of the books that I have already on my TBRs will end up being about family, but I'm leaving this one quite open at the moment. Maybe one of the books that I read anyway have strong family values, or I will find another book, but I'm trying not to buy books for this TBR, so I think when I go to pick up my Meredith Russo book from the library, I'll have a look and see if there's any books there. But yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it open at the moment to just see what happens. Prompt number 4 is Tom Nook. Read a book that you have recently purchased or checked out of the library. And this is a book where it overlaps with the Backlist Readathon, and I'm either going to do If I Was Your Girl or Birthday, again by Meredith Russo, whichever book that I ended up getting out of the library, because obviously, like I said, I don't want to try and buy books for this readathon. I either want to read books that I currently own, audiobooks, or books that I get from the library. So that is my challenge, and again, I kind of told you guys about those books before, but yeah, that is the prompt for this book, so I'm kind of overlapping them a bit. And the final prompt is Animal Crossing GameCube. Read a book that has been on your TBR the longest, or reread an old favourite. And for this prompt I actually have 2 options. One option again is to overlap with my Backlist Readathon and read Skirrid Hill, because like I said, it's kind of similar challenges, the fact that this has been on my TBR for a very long time. It's the only like singular poetry collection that I have not read on my shelf yet. So this is one option. Or another option, depending on how I feel, because I do really want to reread this book, is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. And I haven't talked about this book in a while, I don't think, but I talked about it quite a lot when I first started my channel. It's one of my favourite books and I really want to go and reread it, especially now that I've got my own copy so I can annotate it. But I don't know, we'll just see, like it all depends on time. So I'm going to have one of these books to count as my 5th challenge for the Animal Crossing Readathon. So there you have it guys, those are the books that I have chosen for the Backlist Readathon and the Animal Crossing Readathon. I'm so excited to be taking part, even though it is going to be a madness of 2 weeks, because like I said, the weekend in between the Readathons I'm actually away on a business trip and I have got other stuff and life going on, like I'm sure everybody else taking part, but I'm so excited to be taking part. Hopefully I will be fully out of my reading slump by the time this readathon starts, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I am definitely going to be vlogging my experience, so you can expect probably 2 weekly reading vlogs for this, and again I'm going to combine both readathons into each reading vlog. So you can expect 2 readathon vlogs at some point in March or beginning of April, depending on when I get around to editing them. I will leave all of the links and the social medias for both of these readathons in the description down below for you guys if you would like to take part, and also let me know if you are taking part, what books are you planning to read for the prompts. I would love to know as always. If you like this video then please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more bookish videos from me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and little bell icon so you'll be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave the links to my social media along with the links to my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!